makes me want to dance. Hey, what is going on? Gary Hardy.
I'm Andrew.
And we are with Brunner's Lawn and Services, coming to you with this week's episode of Brunner's Bits.
And we just had our little piano music playing. Yeah.
Again, let's dance.
It's like a trail, like when you go into the saloon and there's the guy playing the piano. You know.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Well, today, folks, we're going to discuss with you how Brunner's prepares for our snow operations.
It's coldness. I'm cold.
As winter approaches, we all have to admit that snow sucks.
Yep.
But at Brunner's, we do our best to try to make it suck a little bit less. And today we're going to discuss with you and talk to you about our snow operations.
Sorry, I was a bit warm. I'm
Were
dressed
you
to be
hot,
outside, and it's a
Andy?
cold, rainy day.
But first, current events.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And today, our first current event is, of course, we celebrated Veterans Day this past Monday.
Indeed, indeed.
With all the political issues, division within our country, one thing I think almost everybody can agree on is that we need to thank our veterans. They keep us safe in this country. They allow our veterans protect our rights, our ability to be able to go out and vote and to be able to do the things and to bitch and moan and complain about the things and do just all the way around. So for all the veterans out there, happy Veterans Day.
Indeed.
I do have to say that I failed at something. So I always say that I don't go out and get the free meals on
I was
Veterans
going to say,
Day.
did you go to B-Dubs?
I did. It's never been one of those things that I went and got a free meal, but I went from my motorcycle club and the U.S. Veterans Motorcycle Club, and we went out, and yes, I cheated and did get a free meal.
Free ice cream.
Yeah, free ice. And all you veterans out there, happy Veterans Day.
Indeed.
This past week.
Well,
so our next thing is Frisch's.
Goodbye,
closing.
big boy. I wonder how many people are going to steal the big boys now that they know they're closing. Like, no, they don't need them anymore.
I don't know, but did you hear why they're closing?
No, I did not.
I guess they owe over $4 million to the landlord that owns all of the buildings that they're located in.
$4 million?
Like $4 million back.
I mean, think about Frisch's. $4 million doesn't seem like a lot of money.
It is when you don't have a lot of customers anymore.
Yeah, I
mean, you got the bougie restaurant breakfast places, and then you got Frisch's. Nowadays, people go to, like here in Dayton, the Blueberry Cafe or First Watch, or me. I like the Legacy Pancake House over in West Carroll.
Right. You didn't do it right. You said Blueberry Cafe.
Blueberry Cafe.
Yes.
Is that better?
Yes, it's Raspberry Beret, but it's Blueberry Cafe now every time I see it.
So, but yeah, I guess Frisch's also owes Cincinnati FC soccer team $150,000 because they had them. They were sponsors, but didn't pay their sponsorship.
So they said
they got all the marketing aspects of the sponsorship, but didn't pay the sponsorship.
Gotcha.
So I guess they're being sued right now. So but
is Frisch's done for? Like,
I don't know. Do you know where Frisch's was founded?
Nope.
Cincinnati.
Oh, I think I did.
1939 by David Frisch.
David Frisch.
Did David Frisch create the first big boy?
No.
Who did?
Somebody that worked there.
No. Well, kind of.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Bob Wyan created the original big boy sandwich. And you want to know what the difference?
The sandwich? I thought you were about that statue.
No, the big boy sandwich. And do you know the difference between a big boy and a Frisch's big boy sandwich?
No.
Frisch's big boy sandwich uses tartar. A regular Bob's big boy uses mayonnaise. And I'm bringing that up because I don't know if you've ever noticed when you see a Frisch's, sometimes you'll see a Frisch's big boy or you'll just see big boy. The ones that don't say Frisch's are actually Bob's big boy.
Did not know the difference.
I can't tell you all the history of it, but I'll tell you what, it's Yeah, it's pretty cool, really.
Yeah.
You know, I notice I'm
We
looking
used
at
to
our.
go there a lot, you know,
We used to go there a whole
like
lot.
every day for lunch.
Me and Josh, whenever we would work in Franklin, we
Mhm.
would go to Big Boy. One thing I want to note, it's not on there now, but when it rains, we
Oh,
have
yeah.
a huge internet.
Oh yeah, I
connectivity
keep seeing it
problem.
blink up
do,
there, and
do you
it's
see
like
it keep blinking? So I apologize if things are getting sketchy. We're having some nasty weather here in Dayton, Ohio.
it's cold and wet.
I even have our internet hooked up via landline to keep the stream going smooth. So
Yeah, well,
I apologize.
You can see the wire out there blowing back and forth. So
Yeah. All right. So our last current event before we really get into stuff is Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
I hope it's good.
I, for the sake of humanity, hope that Mike Tyson has one of his 50-second knockouts that people used to get so pissed off about in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a video of Jake Paul reading, just comments people had put in. There was one comment where somebody said, "I hope Mike bites off both his ears." And I was like, "Yes."
What I think's cool is he's underestimating Mike Tyson. He's not fought.
It's free advertisement for Mike anyway. If he loses, he loses.
Dude, he makes all kinds of dough, dude, if he wins. I personally hope Mike Tyson knocks him out.
Oh, I do too.
Because there's 3 championship fights prior to that. So
Right.
there's actually 3 really good boxing fights fired.
I was worried that it was going to be kind of fake or something, because if you look it up on Netflix, it says that it's the cast is this. I'm like, why is there a cast list for a boxing fight?
So somebody put a laughing emoji. They must not think that Mike Tyson's going to win. They must think that
they
Jake
think
Paul's
it's funny
going to win.
getting him, or they hope his ears get bit off too.
I saw him bite Evander Holyfield's ear off.
Just nibble.
So, all right. Well, let's move on. Snow operations.
Dun, dun,
How we prepare for snow at Brunner's Lawn and Services. Well, our first step is safety first. Safety is paramount when it comes to snow removal operations. And I am embarrassed to say that it took us 10, 12, 13 years to finally figure that out. Some things that we do, snow stakes.
Amber lights on the vehicles, the plows, or the skid steers, anything like that. Just a high visibility, because nighttime in a snowstorm, it's kind of hard to see, especially for the drivers. So if you're out driving around in a storm, watch out for the big plow trucks.
Yeah, I'm going to give a public service called snow swords. They're called snow stakes.
Yeah.
So stop letting your kids pull out the snow stakes and sword fight with them, because they're fiberglass.
And
they're going to get it in their hands. And if they get hit by one of them snow stakes, it's going to be like...
Just remember when your grandma made you pick a switch, it's 10 times that.
It's going to be like, what was it, Danny Faye back in the 90s that got bamboo whipped out in Singapore?
Yeah.
I think that was his name, was it? Danny Faye or something like that? Dude from Kettering?
Yep.
He got a bunch of wax in Singapore, I think it was.
Spanked for being naughty.
But yeah, the snow stake swords. So
I would have done it.
I would have too, but there's a lot of things I say don't do that I would have done when I was younger, or I did do, and that's why I say don't.
Saber.
Yeah. But what you were saying is equipment maintenance. So to go with the amber lights and all of that, the equipment maintenance is important.
Yeah, fire everything up beforehand. That way you know if things are in need of repair or close to needing repair or anything like that before you get into a snowstorm and you're 12 hours in and stuff breaks.
If our audience had to, obviously most of them probably don't know what maintenance goes into snowplow prep, but what's the one thing on our snowplows that probably go out the most?
Oh, that'd be more of a Josh question. I know we've replaced a number of angle cylinders.
We don't really have hydraulic lines go out.
We've blown a couple over the course of the years. We've replaced plow edges for the steel cutting edges, and then some of the rubber edges for the wings.
I know we've had to replace some of the valves in the pump. I think that might be one of the biggest things is the pressure valves.
Call Josh and see.
I'm not going to bother him. Plus, I don't have my cell phone.
Just scream across the wall.
And last time I did freaking the Bluetooth calling.
It didn't work out so well.
It was a storm too, like this. So the internet was off. You like that? But anyways, back to the safety first. We also think it's important that we stage our salt.
Well, yeah, we at the properties that allow, we'll put all of our sidewalk crews salt, so they're not trying to lug it out of a frozen bed It's already there. We know it's there, and we just after the storm we go and restock the pile.
And I have to. So our sidewalk salt is not really salt; it's ice melt.
Right.
What is that?
Force of habit.
What is that?
Halite? No.
No. Magnesium or calcium chloride.
There you go.
Calcium chloride.
That's because I can go look at the bag.
I was wanting to say it's sodium chloride, but that's salt.
It's sodium pentothal.
It's like a calcium chloride type of a. It's actually really good for concrete. It's actually way better than salt.
And it comes colored. Purple.
Another thing that's really important is training. We
get stuck.
No, I'm watching you.
I bet.
We do a lot of training, and it all starts with the first salt event.
Yep.
We start throwing
the new guy riding the truck. You see, this is how the salt operates. It does help, especially if guys that don't have plow experience. You get them trained on the salt boxes. It's just a salting event. I'm going to sit in the truck and watch you do it. Make sure you know what you're doing, and it's a little bit of a lead into big storms where you're pushing.
Yeah. The last thing that I have to stress on safety, and this is where we used to fail, you have to let your team get rest.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The rest
breaks
is very, very important.
Yeah. We have about 15 cots upstairs that we bring in, blankets and pillows and all that for guys. It's storming. Just go take a nap.
Yeah. Go take a nap. Or don't work your guys 24 hours. We used to work 24 to 30 hours straight.
27 was my longest.
I think max that last year anybody worked was 15.
Yeah, that was me and Josh finishing up at the end.
Yeah, you guys were just clean. Well, the last snowstorm we had was kind of a gaggle. So there was a lot. We would have been done sooner. So
when we had a bunch of refreeze and one of my last properties, I was at one of the first places and I normally don't have a problem. They knocked down a field and we're building a building, and I got a lot of drift coming off the construction site that built up. I had to go back.
Yeah.
It's frozen and wet. Yeah.
So folks, it's important that you're safe.
Oh, yeah.
We try to be safe.
Proper attire. Make sure your guys are dressed well, good clothing. We buy a bunch of extra hand warmers and stuff.
Stay out of our way when we're plowing.
Look out for the blinky yellow lights or green or white.
Out. So our next topic is we prepare for our snow events by having mock events and our route scheduling. Folks, I will tell you the amount of prep it takes for putting out snow crews is unbelievable.
That's why we get started early, get everything staged, staked, all that.
If we know it's going to snow, what would you say? We start prepared really 48 hours before.
Yeah, I mean, that gets its time because depending on the weather, we've had to take salt boxes out, put them back in, hook up plows 4 and 5 times because we're in Ohio. Mother Nature decides, no, we're not going to snow anymore. We're going to go back to the 60s.
Yeah, and then we go through and look at who's going to be best suited at certain spots as well. Because newer guys, you don't put them in the trouble area.
No.
You put them in the wide open parking lots.
Yep.
The guys and gals that have experience, you them from areas that you may get complaints on. Or
at this point, we've been taking care of a number of these properties for so long now. We know the bulk of the gripes and the problem areas where we can. You get that side. I'm going to take this side.
So, hold on 1 second, folks. I'm going to pause for just 2 seconds.
Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, I just wanted to check. We're having some really bad internet. I wanted to make sure that I was actually connected to our landline, which I am. So with the mock events, we really work on our route optimization. The route optimization is important. We want the shortest distances between properties. We don't want our guys and gals to travel 50 miles to go perform snow removal and then have to drive 50 miles back. Been there, done that.
And salt box staging for loading salt is a big thing too. Like, okay, we know this property is going to take a whole box or half a box, and the next one's a full box. So it's route planning around the salt depot where we're loading our equipment.
which that has driven us to where now we've added a new salt depot. We've teamed up with Jonathan Mothersoul of Turf Surge and installed a salt bin there. So now we have a salt bin right by our location, and then we have a salt bin about 10 miles south of us to hit the Centerville area. So the one by our location would be better suited to help the crews that are going to Vandalia, to Huber Heights, staying here local in Moraine.
Just let me tell you, it's a kick in the head when you run out of salt. I got to drive all the way back, all the way past up into Centerville to go right back to Huber. Like, 2 more hours there before I can finish this property.
Yeah, we've done a really good job, though. Like I said, with the route optimization, mitigating. All right, we know that you're going to be able to do these 2 huge properties next to each other. So why don't you do this one and then work your way back, hit this other one, get salt, and then drive all the way back.
And we have enough properties in the same areas where you got 2 crews. So if something does break, you got another truck within a half an hour or 20 minutes, at the same time. Hey, I'm out of salt. You got any left over? I'm almost out. We can help each other.
Yeah. And then we also have our subcontractors too. So we typically keep our crews and them near each other. That way, if we need some help, like, hey, so-and-so, don't go to this property. We have a truck breakdown. This property is more important. Come over here and help us out.
More important, it's just more timely.
Yeah. But then that also means we have to make ourselves available if our subcontractor partners need assistance
and
too.
It has happened.
I think that's about it. I will say this. Josh and Andy get tired of me doing route planning because we do mock events and we go over the same thing 5 times. But it's nice when you do that, when the event happens, you can go through it. But let's face it, every single mock event we have, most of the time the snow doesn't happen the way we plan.
No. I mean, and snow plowing, I just term the first few hours are fun, back and forth. You get to jamming. I listen to audiobooks. A lot of guys just jam out to death metal or whatever they want to listen to, going around. So
the first storm is always okay. It's when you start hitting storm 3, 4, 5.
Right. And if they're back to back over the course of a couple of days.
Yeah, it can really wear you out. And as dispatch, I tell you what, it wears me out. But welcome. You're going to hear soon.
Hey, I'll give up the big dump truck. Somebody can drive the monster.
All right. So that's it on the mock events.
Startled me.
Yeah. So folks, I'm about to mark it to you, but I'm not going to mark it to you for snow removal. Our snow routes are packed now. What I am going to market to you on, though, is that if you need a new vendor for your grounds maintenance, we do have some openings next year for some HOAs, some smaller HOAs or some manufacturing businesses or anything like that. If you need a new vendor, give us a call at 937-681-4859. We can handle all of your lawn mowing, your mulching, your shrub trimming, your tree line cutbacks, your chemical applications, your irrigation. We can handle all of that stuff. You can also visit our website at www.brunnersltd.com, or you can leave the comment section and I will respond, just not during the recording because I am not that great at multitasking.
As I'm texting, sorry.
Yeah, they couldn't see that. So, all right. Shall we continue, Larry?
Thank you, Lawrence.
All right. So the last thing prepping for snow that we find very is you have to have proactive communication with your clients and with your subcontractor partners. You got to let them know what the plan is. Now, let's face it, I could tell our property man is all day long, and they may agree to it, but they still have to answer to a board. That plan changes, but at least they know where we stand prior to the storm and what they can expect. Stuff's important. You don't have to do a ton of it, but when you call Trish or Mike, what type of conversations do you have with them when you're dealing with planning for like a snow event?
I identify what areas. I mean, we do this beforehand anyway, like with sidewalks and things like that. We plan accordingly. Like, look, the immediate egress of your house for properties that have ambulance needs. Like, we have these areas that have to be cleared out first And then throughout the course of the storm or the day after, places like if you're out walking your dog, does the sidewalk 3/4 of a mile away from your house really need shoveled right now? No, we'll get it taken care of within 24, 48 hours of the storm. But it's just planning things like that. Like we're gonna hit everything that the people need to get out of their houses, get to work, get to school, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I typically will let our clients know at the end of an event, if you need salting or you need something like that, give us 4 hours. Let us go get some sleep.
right,
We've been up.
we'll be here.
Sometimes,
Sometimes it does. Like, hey, we've had to shut down before. What was that 2 years ago? We had that storm was -17.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was freezing. Our equipment wouldn't start. We had all kind of issues with that just because of how cold it was.
Well, we had a few years ago, we had our side tap out.
Yep.
They thought they were going to lose their job because they said, we're done. It's too cold. It's not safe. I am like, well, thank you for telling me that. I'm not out in those conditions. I don't know. I'm sitting in the office, making phone calls and doing the planning. So I don't know what the boots on the ground are. I don't know that the sidewalks that you're trying to shovel have the ice underneath of them.
Mm-hmm.
The clients sometimes don't like our answers to it, but
and we've had conversations where, like in that instance, because of the amount of traffic on that, where it had 3 inches of ice on it, and we were in such cold temperatures, even the ice melt wasn't cutting it through. It was like we have a few hours until dawn. Let the sun come up, let the ice melt activate once the temperatures warm up a bit, and then we'll get everything finally cleaned up.
If you're a contractor and you're by some chance watching this, I want to ever give an ETA unless you're going to be there quickly.
Right.
The reason your clients are going to hold you to it. You do give an ETA of when you're going to arrive to do the snow remediation, and you're not going to be able to make it. You need to call them and let them know.
Communication, yeah.
Because
you're a one point of contact. You hear one phone call, they've got 600 people that can call and yell at them at any given point in time.
I think that's why we're so. I'm going to be humble. I'm not going to say so good at HOAs, but I think that's why our niche is HOAs. Understand what that property manager is going through.
I couldn't do it. I get yelled at by them, and my little group for landscaping, they have to worry about the interiors, roofs, everything.
Well, essentially, that's how it was when we dealt with residential clients. We had to deal with every single client. We traded that in to just deal with the property manager. So we do sympathize. We sympathize and empathize.
But I still get yelled at by residents, mostly because I talk to everybody that I see, like, hi, and then they're like, Andrew.
I get yelled at by everybody. It's like a superpower of mine to just absorb anger and getting yelled at. Oh, my kryptonite is I don't think before I speak.
Maybe I'm just slow in my head. I gotta hold on. How do I respond?
So I gotta get more with the uncomfortable silence.
Oh, yeah.
So
waiting for someone to respond.
Yeah. All right, folks. So that's gonna close out the how Brunner's prepares for snow removal, snow remediation. We train, safety's first. 100%.
Listen to your guys on the ground.
Listen to them. Prepare. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. My wife says that to me all the time. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Say that 5 times fast. I can't even say it one time without thinking about it. So you got to plan. You have those mock events. Those are important. And then you got to communicate. So yeah, that's it.
All righty.
But we're not done. It is time for us, Andy, to go to the Thursdays every week at 10 a.m. You can check out Brunner's Bits. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week, but I'm sure we'll figure it out during our next segment called the Let's Shoot the Shit, Andy. It's a rain day and it sucks and it's cold.
And I got a sick tiny human at home.
Which one?
Evie.
Is she?
There's a couple of kids out from school. It's going around.
Dude, the illness is going around. A buddy of mine has COVID. I felt like crap 2 weeks ago.
Josh infected us all.
I thought yesterday I was getting sick again, but I think it was just the weather change or sinuses and all of that. And I'm suffering from severe insomnia right now.
Whiskey.
No, I gotta control my alcohol consumption because that makes it worse. It's more of the time change, man. When are we gonna stop with this damn fall back?
I don't know.
It's annoying.
Never in my lifetime.
Andy's looking down at his cell phone, folks.
It goes off.
It goes
constantly.
off nonstop. He doesn't know how to put it away and not look at it.
No, because it might be important.
It might be life or death.
Sometimes. Who knows?
So you really think Jake Paul?
Oh, he's getting knocked out.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going to watch it at?
On my couch with my beer.
Okay.
Yep. That's what my plan is. Well, it depends on how sick the tiny humans are. I might watch it on my phone while they watch whatever on the TV.
Just use your tablet.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that. I didn't think about that.
That, or I can come pick you up and be your DD, and you can come to my clubhouse with me and watch it on the big screen.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll see if I decide to go
there. Yeah. You got to drive home from there.
Well, I have my drinking. It's really strange now. It's a drink during the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really drink a bunch in the evening anymore.
When you rob me of beer?
It's social. I drink a beer with you, close out the day, discuss whatever crap we've had going on. But when I get home, I don't like not being able to drive. And the older I get, my tolerance has gone down, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It affects me different. My dad told me it was about his 40s where he started having trouble drinking just because of how it affected his body. So I'm wondering if it's that. Because if I drink like 3 or 4 beers, I feel like crap.
Do you have gluten intolerance?
I don't know if it's gluten as much as maybe it's the sugar.
You got the sugar?
The diabetes. I don't
Brimley?
have diabetes, but I'm wondering if alcohol affects me.
You might have the Wilford Brimley. Wilford Brimley.
Oh, gosh. Most people don't even know who Wilford Brimley is.
That's fine. If they watch Family Guy, they've at least seen that clip.
Is there a clip of Wilford Brimley on Family Guy?
About diabetes?
About diabetes and his diabetes supplies?
Yes, yeah. Just watch it.
He always reminded me of like the Quaker Oats man.
Yeah.
Even though that guy didn't have a mustache.
And he had the hat.
Monocle or no monocle? Monopoly Man.
No monocle. It's Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut had the monocle.
Yep.
That's right. What's that called?
Mandela effect?
Yeah, the Mandela effect. Where
some of them are fun. Some of them I think the universe is just messing with us. Like the whole Shazam thing with Sinbad. I swear, I'm like, that's in my brain. I remember that, but apparently it doesn't exist.
He was a genie, but it wasn't.
That apparently never existed. It was never made. It's not really a movie. But then you see photos of people with the picture of him dressed up and a VHS tape of it. I don't know. The internet is evil.
Are you serious? That's fake?
Mm-hmm. Well, then you get to like, is it mirror on the wall or magic mirror on the wall?
Magic mirror on the wall.
Okay, yeah, that's apparently most people think mirror
on the wall. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's magic mirror on the wall.
Berenstain Bears or Berenstein Bears?
It's Bernstein Bears.
There's Berenstain and Berenstein. They've got both.
It's Burns. It's BERNSTEIN. I think. Oh, well, we look it up later. But anyways, that's it. We're done. We're done. Right. We're going to get back at it. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Seems like we're getting more and more emoji likes and whatnot.
That's just because we're dumb.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, be good. Be cool. Have a good day.
Be safe. Be warm.
Be safe. Be warm.
It's cold outside and wet.
It's cold outside. It's wet. So, we're going to close out with a little dance. guys.